Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Whip It Like Butter. Okay, so today's recipe we're going to make some homemade caramel popcorn. Super simple, really fun recipe to make, especially if you have kids. It's really simple. We're gonna go old school and pop the popcorn from scratch, and we're gonna make a homemade caramel sauce, and we're gonna pour it over the popcorn, and we're gonna bake it, and voila, we have homemade caramel popcorn. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it so I can show y'all how it's done. Let's go. Okay, we need yellow popcorn kernels, oil, vegetable oil, dark brown sugar. This is baking soda and salt, vanilla extract, and dark corn syrup. Okay, so we're going to get our oil all into our large pot, and we're going to get that all nice and heated. And then we're going to add our popcorn kernels, and we're going to shake that all about, and we're going to place the lid on it, and we're going to let it go. Now, I wasn't thinking at first, y'all, to go ahead and film that part, but I was like, oh, once it started popping, I was like, let me go ahead and put, film that. A lot of people didn't grow up like me making homemade popcorn. This like really brought back memories of me and my mom used to make popcorn, like literally just like this from scratch. Okay, so once it's done, you want to go ahead and release the steam and place the top back on there almost all the way so you can keep the heat while we're making the caramel. So we're going to do that by starting to melt the butter. I have my heat up a little bit too hot. You want to have it like on medium low heat. Just melt your butter. Once melted, we're going to go ahead and add our brown sugar, and we're going to give that a whisk until all of that is fully incorporated into the butter. Okay, now we're going to add our corn syrup in here, and we're going to whisk it together, and we're going to let it sit for like 2 minutes so it can start to thicken. And then here we are whisking again. You see it's thickened up some. Okay, and now we're going to add our salt. I should have put my salt in a separate container, but y'all know how that goes. I improvised. So you're going to whisk your salt in there. Okay, and it should be pretty thickened by now once you let it sit like 1 more minute or so. You see it bubbled up right here. So I'm just giving it another good whisk before we go ahead and add our vanilla. And we're going to remove it from the heat. I turned the heat off at this point. And then we're going to go ahead and add our baking soda. Y'all, this is going to be like a real nice little cool reaction right here to turn this mixture into caramel. Okay, and so you see how it's going ahead and forming right there? Yeah, that was so fun. Okay, so you want to get together until it's nice and combined, and then you want to make sure that you grab your cookie sheet, cover it with parchment paper, and we're going to go ahead and pour our caramel over our popcorn. Now, I believe in using as less dishes as possible, so I just went ahead and used this pot. It's big, it's fine. You just pour your caramel right in, and you get to stirring, just like if you put it in a bowl. Okay, so just go ahead and like the popcorn is not gonna just fall apart from you stirring it. You can be a little gentle and stuff like that, but just keep folding it, folding and folding, folding and stirring until you have the caramel evenly coated over the popcorn kernels. Now it's not gonna cover every inch of the popcorn kernels, but that's cool. If you want it to cover every inch, then you can go ahead and add more caramel. But this is a good amount of coating. Okay, so we have our oven preheated to 250 degrees, and we're going to go ahead and bake this for 40 minutes. That's for like a crunchier caramel corn. If you like yours a little sticky, then you want to check on it like about the 25-30 minute mark and maybe take it out sooner. Okay, so once we have it on the parchment paper, we want to go ahead and just spread it around and try to get it, as evenly across the parchment paper as possible. And once we take it out of the oven, we still have a couple of clumps here. So you just go in, with your spatula or spoon and just break up the little parts like right here. Yep, and let it completely cool, and you can go ahead and store it after that, or you can serve it and eat it. But yeah, it is really that simple. Homemade caramel corn. Now let's go ahead and get into the taste test. All right, y'all. Our popcorn is ready. Bam! I ain't gonna get too close. I ain't gonna get too close. That's close enough, y'all see. All right. So our popcorn is nice and crunchy. Yes, let's go ahead and give this a taste. Y'all hear that? Mm-hmm. If you don't like yours so crunchy, You can cook it a little less time. But definitely, this is really good. I like that the salt flavor really comes out of the popcorn. Because I kind of like a salted caramel like type situation. It's really good. So, if you want to make this recipe, and I know you do, go ahead and grab it in the description box below. Don't forget to share. Don't be stingy. Make sure you share. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll catch y'all next time. Bye.